Hey guys, it's Malachi here with another video. Sorry it's been so late. I've lost my voice. It's still a little bit haggard, but I am back with a new video, and I just want to thank all my new subscribers. Like, holy crap, I just got over 1,000 new subscribers within the last 4 days, and that is insane. Thank you guys. I love and appreciate every single one of you, and I am shocked on the love and gratitude that has been on my channel. Like, you guys are the best, and please remember that. Like, again, wow. I don't even know what to say. Today's video is going to be about the inner critic and how we can silence that inner critic. But before we get started, for anybody new here, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And now let's get down deep and dive into that kaleidoscopic eye. Okay, welcome back, guys. As I said, today's topic, the inner critic. What is the inner critic? And how do we silence it? The inner critic is those self-doubts and influencing thoughts that create action and inaction within our mind. So oftentimes, these are limiting beliefs that will take over when we haven't even taken the time to examine what's going on in our inner chatter, in our brain. This causes a lot of confusion, which also causes us to act at a lower fear frequency. And we don't actually take the time to examine these thoughts, so we act out of impulse because of programming that we have gone through throughout our whole lives, things that we've become accustomed to. So how do we stop these actions and these thoughts from forming? How do we quiet that inner critic that's creating all this chaos that comes out of us in forms that we don't like? The first step is to stop all this is to examine our thoughts. We need to question, why are we thinking so negatively? Why are we creating these situations within ourselves and outwards to others? Why are we creating things that are not even really there? When you start examining these thought processes, you begin to notice that a lot of these actions that we are taking or inactions are due to unlogical thoughts, unlogical things that have been unexamined previously from our paranoid standpoint on life. So, what's a way to stop this? One great thing that we can do is challenge our inner critic. How do you challenge the inner critic? Realizing first and foremost that our inner critic is designed to help us. But a lot of times, because of previous things that we have gone through and programming since our adolescence, we come from a very scared place, a very low frequency based mindset. So knowing first and foremost that our inner critic is there to protect us can help us to re-examine our thoughts. How are our inner critic, how is it actually helping us? How is it challenging us? Is it making us scared to take action? Is it stopping us from feeling things that we want to feel because we are scared of an outcome that isn't really here yet? Or is it aiding us and helping us from stopping situations that are harmful? When you challenge your inner critic, you'll be able to notice what is actually positive in your life and what is negative, and how these thoughts are hindering or helping us in these situations. So for example, say you want to go meet somebody, but you're afraid. Are you afraid because you think that person's gonna attack you? Or are you just nervous because of programming that has gone on in your past? When you're challenging this mindset, you'll realize that the thoughts that are coming up, you're scared because of things that have come up in the past. But when you've gone and met somebody before, has it turned into you meeting your new best friend? Chances are, yeah. Majority of the time, there's positive things that come out of it, but our inner critic is like, oh, no, 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 don't go do that. So when you're challenging these thought processes and you're realizing that it's illogical of what you're thinking, you can then take the necessary steps to go do what you want to do without this noise in your head, this chatter is telling you not to. Do know, though, that your inner critic is there to help you. So you got to reprogram it to help you. And how do we reprogram that? Breaking long-standing negative beliefs. Hallelujah. How do we do that? Noticing that long-standing negative beliefs stem from childhood and that they have become second nature to us. These are things that we were taught. So recognizing the things that we were taught in our previous years can help us break the cycle of these long-standing beliefs, because what was once good for us is no longer necessary now. And when you can recognize these thought patterns from what helped us as a child, say you were put in some rough situations, you put up walls and you started to push everything away. Back then, it may have been necessary to do that. But right now, if you're noticing that your negative thoughts are taking over and creating tension around all the things that you're trying to bring positive into your life, it's time to examine that what once was may not work for you now. And it's good to take back that time, because when you can acknowledge that, you can change the narrative. You can quiet and silence that within yourself to make better choices, to bring about positive change, to quiet that negative noise that's constantly lurking in all of our brains. Excuse me. Again, I'm lost my voice the other day, so it's still kind of coming back. One way to start to break these negative beliefs is positive affirmations. Oh, how I love these. These will help you adapt to retrain your inner critic. Instead of saying, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm too fat. No, I cannot attain that. I can't reach my goals. There's too much hindering me. Nobody likes me. Shit like that, that's your inner critic telling you this crap that is not necessary and it's not true. So if you start affirmations, start saying things like, I am amazing. I bring nothing but light to the table. I can achieve anything I want. I can do anything I want. I bring love and light to everyone around me. There is no need for me to be scared. Things like that. Positive affirmations daily is going to retrain your inner critic to help you. Instead of being in a fear-based mentality, it's going to reprogram that inner critic to help support you in a positive way, which is going to help you expand and grow and bring so much amazingness to your life. A great way to also is think about if your friend was in a situation and it was terrible. Say they were in an abusive relationship. Okay? Would you tell your friend, oh, that's great, stay in there? Hell no, you wouldn't tell your friend like that. You would be like, what the hell are you doing? You were so much better than that. You deserve so much better. Kick that freaking person to the curb. You would not tell them that it is good for them to stay in that negative spot. So what we do to ourselves is we are always harder on ourselves than anybody else around us. So taking the time to think about how you would respond to a friend in the same situation that you're in is a really good way to silence that inner critic, because you're not going to see your friend in a really bad state. You're going to push them to the best version of themselves. We all do it. We want the best for everybody else around us, but we forget to take the best for ourselves. So if you think about what you would say to your friend, start turning that around on yourself. And that goes back to positive affirmations. Same thing. You're telling them those beautiful things. So isn't it time that you start telling yourself the same thing? We deserve that within ourselves. And when we are feeling that and putting that love and self-love into ourselves, we start to shine brighter. We start to acknowledge that we deserve more than we've been limiting ourselves from. And doing this is one of the best ways to silence that inner critic. And again, it starts to reprogram the inner critic, going back to it challenging us. It does it for protection. So why don't we utilize the inner critic for our best possible being? Focus on your strengths. Oh, I love this one. Know that your negative beliefs do not define who you are. You have programmed yourself throughout your life with certain situations that have come up to feel and act certain ways, and to put up those walls of protection and to fight off things. But it's not serving you. So when you focus on your strengths, you are breaking down those barriers. You are shining the light that is naturally instilled inside of you. A good way to do this is to start writing down your strengths. Take a piece of paper, write a list, a long list about all the things that are your strengths, what you are good at, what you bring to the table, what you want to accomplish, that you know you can accomplish. If you have troubles with writing out this, ask a friend. Ask a family member. They will shine light onto certain aspects of yourself that have been dimmed towards you, that are shining bright that you aren't even acknowledging. And when you write all these things down, after you're done, put it in your wallet, put it in your purse, carry it around with you on a day-to-day basis until it becomes a repetitive thing for you to start thinking positively and silencing that inner critic. Every time you feel those negative thoughts coming on after you're examining them, pull out that piece of paper as a friendly reminder of all the amazing traits and strengths that you have. Another thing when writing, start journaling daily. Write out things that you've done that are amazing. Start reprogramming your brain. When you're putting that on paper and you're scripting that out, it is telling your inner voice, your subconscious, what is good. What positive thoughts are meant for you. And that is another way to silence the inner critic and reprogram it for positive, better thoughts that raise your frequency, your vibration, and help you shine the light that is just dying to come out of you. Understand, again, that all these behaviors that you have done in the past, they stem from things that no longer serve you. It is the past. The past is the past. It is not welcome here in the present. You take the lessons that came from the past and you implement them for a brighter future. That's what that's about. Another one that is one of my favorites, actually I think it's my most favorite, is practicing mindfulness. How do you practice mindfulness? Great ways are listening to music, meditation, walking in nature, art, creating, whatever stops you to still your mind. When your mind is still and you are practicing mindfulness, what happens is all these thoughts pop up in your brain. And you can then acknowledge these thoughts. And you can see what you are telling your inner self in a way that you can't see on a normal basis. Because when you're still and you are mindful, everything's going to keep popping up. But when these negative thoughts are arising while you're in mindfulness, you can cut that, nip it in the butt, and you can instantly transform it within your brain by saying, no, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't serve me anymore. These thoughts aren't bringing me the necessary truth and abundance that I'm looking for in my life. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yes, challenging these beliefs. When we don't challenge these negative beliefs, what happens is we set ourselves up for what's called self-fulfilling prophecies. So when we're telling ourselves that we can't do something, that we're too fat and we can't lose weight, that we're not good enough for friends, that we can't get that job, what happens is we tell ourselves these negative thoughts. That's our inner critic screaming at us, telling us, no, you can't do that. Fear-based mentality. It is telling us we can't do it. So what happens from there? we naturally do actions which bring about self-fulfilling prophecies. So when we're constantly telling ourselves these negative thoughts, we make that into action. And sometimes it's so subconscious that we're not realizing until after the fact. And that's where it comes into self-sabotage. Then we realize afterwards, but it's already past that point of recognition that we can't do anything about it. So when you're acknowledging these things, you're challenging these thoughts, you're bringing about a better self-fulfilling prophecy. Is there anything else I have here? Nope, I think that's all for today. Think about how you're talking to other people. Bring positive affirmations. Break that long-standing negative beliefs. Know that your self-fulfilling prophecy is where you want to go, so that will make you more in tune with the inner critic and it will help you silence it. Practicing mindfulness, focusing on your strengths because you're a star, baby. Challenging that inner critic, saying no. Knowing, again, that it's there to protect you, but when you are reprogramming and you're changing that thought process with all the helpful tips that I gave today, you're going to be protecting yourself in a light, positive, high vibe way, which is going to bring you all the abundance and everything that you've been looking for. So I really hope, guys, that this video helped. Much love, and I will see you soon in the next video. Take care.